So here's a look at the inside of the jumper, the garment. Uses two Neopixel rings, like this is an example of one here. This one has 12, this one has 16, and this one has 24. And they're wired up to a Trinket, which I'll show you in a minute. So the wiring is very, very simple. There's only 3 wires needed. Ground, which goes into the outside and then to the inside. Plus 5 volts comes into the outside and then goes into the inside through those wires. And the data line comes into the data input here, and then the data out goes from the inner ring to the data in of the outer ring, and that's it. Simple wiring. The way I attach it onto the inside of the wool is with double-sided. The main part is double-sided contact adhesive, which is transparent, so that all the light goes through to the inside of the jumper, and the Neopixels are bright enough that the light carries out nicely for the types of environments that I'd be wearing it in, which would be kind of darker environments, going out in the evening time or whatever, visiting friends and so on. The contact adhesive tended to come off around the edges, so I made the contact adhesive slightly bigger and then taped that down with duct tape and put a few stitches here in the corners just to make sure it doesn't peel off. So that's the Neopixel rings. The other side, the other part of it is the driver, which is this, which is an Adafruit Trinket, an Adafruit DC to DC converter, and lithium polymer battery. So when we connect it in, we then have the Neopixel ring starting up and the pattern starting. There's 16 patterns altogether. I think there are about 16 patterns, and they cycle through about maybe 6, 8, 10 seconds a piece. So it's 5 volts, so the DC to DC takes the 3.7, converts to 5 volts for the 5 volt Trinket. 5 volts are also supplied out to the Neopixel rings, and when you reset, it goes through just the startup sequence, which is as you can see there, and it kicks into runs the test first and then starts into the patterns. So I'll put the patterns up on GitHub. So the battery, I initially was thinking, wouldn't it be lovely to use this battery, but I reckon I get about 5 minutes. So this battery gives me, it's a 1200 milliamp hour battery, gives me approximately 3 to 4 hours. And this is a bigger one, which is 2500 milliamp. That gives me 8 hours. I tested it for, running it at work the other day. It is close to Christmas. So the battery then just velcros on and off. So with a piece of velcro on the back, so I can just slap it on and it'll stay, and then just connect the connector in, and powers up and away you go for 8 hours. If you wanted more patterns, I think the memory's just about full on the Trinket, but you could use a Trinket Pro. Gives you more. It's a Trinket Pro there, and I used for the wire, I used this silicone wire from Adafruit. It's a very nice flexible wire, and has it's much easier to much more bendy. So it doesn't cause as much stress on the wires or the solder joints as the other wire. I still reckon it's a good idea to kind of tape it down into position so it's not moving around when you're moving, because that can tend to cause wire breakages. I got one of these as well, which is a fade candy. I haven't played with it yet, but it's for driving lots and lots of Neopixels. I think something like 500 pixels can be driven by one of these. So I'm looking forward to doing some bigger projects in the new year with lots and lots of pixels. So I'll just turn over this now and give you a quick look at the patterns that it's generating. Okay.